Hey everybody, today is my first video that I'm making on collecting cards. I've got back into the hobby a couple years ago when I started watching some of the videos on YouTube of the other YouTubers opening up packs of baseball cards. And I've been a collector for quite a long time. I collected all through, when I was a kid, I collected all through the 60s, 70s, some of the 80s, and into the junk wax era, and I sort of got out of it. Then a couple of years ago, just to relax, I watched some of the guys opening up the packs. I guess it was started in 2018. And I really enjoyed it, and I watched and I started collecting again. And so there's a time through the 80s and 90s where I really didn't collect much at all, and then back in 2018, guys, I started watching the YouTube videos and started collecting again. So I picked this up today, and it's a little bit different than from collecting years ago. I still have all my cards from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and with the sprinkling of some of the things in the 50s and even the 40s, the Gaudi cards and even the T206 cards. And no, I don't have that one. But anyway, I thought I'd open these up and maybe also talk a little bit about the hobby, how it changed, and some of my favorite things about baseball. Baseball is my favorite sport. There's baseball, and then there's all the other sports. I originally came from the Pittsburgh area, so I was a big Pirate fan, and of course the Pirates aren't doing that great anymore, but we'll see what it goes. I also, I like the Yankees. I like all the New York teams, the Yankees, the Dodgers, Giants. I always used to like to follow them. So let's open this up and see what we got here. I'm going to try to get into the camera. The other guys that put these videos on, boy, they're really good. They're very knowledgeable about the cards in today's collecting. A lot more than I am. But anyway, I thought I'd go through these and see what you think about the cards. I like the images on here. I'm not real crazy about how the names are. I'm always sort of used to the names being down here. But anyway, and also I'm not real crazy about flipping these over all the time too. But anyway, yeah, the hobby's changed quite a bit. And there, years ago it was just Topps, then Topps and Upper Deck. Don Russ, Fleer, then Upper Deck come along. I don't think any of them make cards now. I think Topps are the ones that, and you can correct me, I think Topps is the only ones that make the cards now, the baseball cards. I think Upper Deck just makes hockey. I'm not real sure. Again, you can correct me on that. And I apologize. Some of the new ball players, I don't know as well as the old ball players. All I do, I do look for. See now how that is. Names on this side, names on that side. I don't think I care for that. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, when we collected cards years ago, they were, Today they keep them as pristine as possible. Years ago, we just stuck them in the shoebox and and we would bring them out later on, get down on my friend's porch, and we would trade them, flip them, all sorts of different things. We didn't really care too much, and you heard the stories about putting them in your bike spokes. And we did that too. Ain't that something? Today people would cringe at it. But I like photography on some of these. Starting Marte, I don't think he's playing for the Pirates anymore. Cool cards. I really do like the images on them. But yeah, I started getting into the hobby, like I say, years ago. Well, that's the only thing we did. We'd go to the corner store and we would pick out a pack of baseball cards, go out on the stoop and drink a Coke and open up the pack, chew the gum, and see who we had. Chipper Jones. There's a ball player there. Will Clark, I don't know if I ever cared for him. He always had a weird smirk on his face. I never cared for him. Yeah. And like I say, a lot of these guys, they'll comment on all the names and stuff, and I'm not really, you guys know who you like and who you don't like. But I try to go to ball games. Well, I was always a season ticket holder of the Pirates, and years ago, like I said, Pirates and the Steelers, and we always went to every ball game. Well, not every ball game of the Steelers, but didn't go. And I'm not a football fan anymore. The way the game has changed so much. Baseball has too. I'm not a big fan. I'm a purist. I'm not a big fan of the instant replay. I don't like the designated hitter. But I guess baseball has changed through the years, even in the beginnings. And even right now we're in the Houston Astros scandal right now as I'm speaking. And that's really I think they're really gonna have a rough time this year. But who knows, Like I say, there you go. You're always a Yankee now. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I like to see a Yankees-Dodgers World Series, but that's me. One New York team and one old, well, they're both old New York teams, but yeah, go through these. Astros. But yeah, the new pulse. Let me show you. I'm going to show you my favorite baseball player of all time. Of course, growing up, he was everything. I really enjoyed watching him and going to the game specifically to watch him. Now, this is one of my old cards. Bill Mazeroski. Now, he was my favorite ball player of all time, and especially, I guess, when I was a kid. This is a 67, by the way. I like the 67. I have a complete set of the 67s. And I liked them because they all had the facsimile autograph on them. But yeah, Maz was my favorite ball player. And when I played Little League and Pony League, I had to have number 9. I had to make sure they had number 9 available. In those days, you just got what you got, but if they had a number 9, I wanted to make sure. I just liked it. I liked Maz. He come from the area where I was from. I live in Texas now, retired, but he was born down around my way, down around Wheeling, West Virginia, and so I mean I enjoyed it, watching him. And it wasn't because of the 60 World Series or anything like that, but he was just a great defensive player. And he got into the Hall of Fame in 2001, and probably had one of the most memorable Hall of Fame speeches of all time. but great guy. Got to meet him a couple times. I really enjoyed. When I was younger, my dad bought me a 8mm movie camera, and I took it to the ballpark, and I think it was in Forbes Field, or it may have been his later years in Three Rivers. I can't remember. But anyhow, I got 8mm movies of him. I would just take movies of him playing second base, and I think in his later years, at the very end, in the early '70s, he went to third base and played a little bit over on third base. But yeah, Bill Mazeroski, really liked his play. Got in the Hall of Fame basically on defense, because if you look at his stats here, there's nothing really. I think he was like a 260 hitter, 260, 261 hitter, So it's basically all defense. Good ball player. Really proud of Bill Mazeroski and the Pirates. But anyway, some of the old and some of the new. You can see the difference. But yeah, I hope you like this, and I hope you subscribe, because this is the first of, I hope, of many. I want to open some of these cards up some more. I'm going to go look some more, and then show you some of the other ones. I got cards from, like I say, 50s, 60s, 70s, that they're my own cards, and I like to share that with you. Plus some, some memories of some of the ball games that I went to, and hope I can share that with you, and hope it's interesting, and hope you can enjoy it. So, yeah, subscribe to this, and we'll do some more.